tune in for Patrick Ching's Painting in Paradise.
Aloha everybody, I'm Patrick Ching, and in this episode of Painting in Paradise, we'll see how artists and art students can help raise money for their favorite organizations. We'll visit the classes of artist Rebecca Snow and outdoor painter Mark Brown as he shows us how to paint le plein air, or outdoors. I'll even show you how I do my outdoor sketching, which is often how I start my nature paintings. All this and more on a fundraising episode of Painting in Paradise! 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The birds are making too much noise. I can't hear myself think. Okay, you guys ready? You ready? Camera, makeup, wardrobe, mail department, you guys all ready? Okay, you ready out there? All right. Aloha friends, so now I'm going to show you how I go about going outside and doing some sketching, because you know, paintings often start with a sketch. Usually I bring a pencil and a canvas, but I'm going to use a pen so you can see a little better. And besides, I don't really believe in erasing too much anyway, okay? So if I come out and see a scene like this, I'm going to first compose it on my paper or canvas. I'm going to start with that horizon line. That's a nice easy place to start. You know, it gives us a little map of where we're going to start. And then I'll start to add in my elements like the canoe, the tree, the coconut tree, the land, and the naupaka. And just with little lines like this, starting the canoe. Okay, now, just because I put a line in there, it doesn't mean that has to be my final line. I can adjust things, I can make other lines. If I didn't like that line, I'll make another one. Again, you can adjust. If you don't like where things are looking, you can adjust and put things in a place that you like. It's called composition. You're composing a scene, okay? For my coconut tree, I'm going to start with some mid-ribs. This kind of tells the viewer how long the fronds are going to be, okay? A coconut leaf, every bunch of leaves on a mid-rib is called a frond. So I'm just doing little quick sketches like that. I tell you what, that's a trimmed coconut tree, but you can also put some, you know, coconuts in there if you want. Because if a tree wasn't trimmed, it'd have some coconuts in there. And I do a little zigzag action on the trunk itself. Okay, but this is like field sketching, you know? Us artists, we like to go out into the field, sketch our things. I'm going to add the horizon line on that side of the coconut tree and also give little shapes of the naupaka shrub, you know? Little shrub over there on the coastal areas. It's called a naupaka. I'm going to add in this tree right here and some beautiful branches, some leaves. So when I'm doing some outdoor sketching, just like when you see Mark Brown painting outdoors, we're going to deal with wind, we're going to deal with rain, deal with sand, whatever it is. That's the beauty of plein air painting. That's French, you know, it means outdoor painting, okay? But to do an outdoor painting, first I'm going to do a little bit of an outdoor sketch. And I've got most of my elements in there. What's missing? A couple of things, yeah. One is Manana Island, also known as Rabbit Island. And the other is this beautiful little pier over here. So I'll start with Manana Island there. I'll just make it, since I spend so much of my time out here, I kind of know the shape of Manana. I'll put them right there. Little Kaohi Kaipu Island, little black one down there. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do is put in my pier. It's not my pier, it's, you know, somebody's pier. I'll make them go right around there, come out the other side of the coconut tree. Oh yeah. So So I'm starting to tell the viewer, you know, we draw and paint for a certain person. It's the viewer, the people that are going to look at our art. And so I'm telling them that this pier is coming closer with the distances I put those pillars. All right, put a little railing there. Chick, 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 chick. Again, as they get closer, the upright bars are going to get farther apart. Little wave action here. Wave action is important. Horizontal lines. You know, these things in nature, they don't always have to be things. Sometimes they're just lines to the viewer's subconscious mind. And the lines help with these paintings, where you put your diagonal lines, your dark and light patterns. That's all very important to the painting. And right now we just have a little sketch, or I call it a little map of our picture, okay? It's not all detailed yet. But the next thing I'm gonna do to this is add some shading, okay? So shading will create our patterns of darks and lights. But now I can take this drawing and start to give it some shading. And one thing I'm gonna wanna do is really kind of darken the things that are framing this picture. The trees, canoe, ground, coconut tree, they're all creating a little frame in the picture. And that I keep in mind when I'm creating a picture. I want my viewer to enjoy. More so, I want my viewer's subconscious mind to really enjoy this painting, okay? Now again, a lot of times if we're painting, we're gonna be doing these drawings with paint. But if we want help composing and seeing how things are gonna look, we might come out here with a sketch pad. Okay, so you see how I darkened up that tree right there? Tell you what, I'm gonna give the coconut tree a little bit of darkness too. Almost everything up front is gonna have a little bit of darkness. And there's many ways to shade. You know, your shading, it becomes your signature. People can recognize your artwork by how you do your shading. And notice I'm just doing these lines all in one direction. You can come back in another direction, do cross hatches, things like that. But generally, I'm trying to get this coconut tree to be a little bit dark too. I'm also going to give a little bit of shadow to the grassy area and the canoe, because they are in the foreground and we want to kind of create art with them. So again, if you're doing a painting outdoors, you might start off using your paintbrush to draw some little lines for the waves there. I'll make it a little darker on the pier, maybe a little shadow under the pier. So that's how I go about doing my outdoor drawing. Paper, pencil, pen, paintbrush, whatever you want to bring, get out there, compose your objects and get it done. One of my favorite Hawaiian artists is Mark Brown. Mark is a prolific painter, and if you go island cruising, there's a good chance you'll see him and his herd of painting friends set up on some remote location outdoors.
Aloha, I'm local artist Mark Brown, and we're doing an art project. This art project is called On Plein Air, or plein air painting, means outdoor in French. And the French artists would take their materials outside so they could record all the information with paints and then come inside the studio and do larger paintings. So right here to help us with that is the materials such as the French easel. We also have our palette. Our palette has our colors on it, and we're kept our palette primary colors. So we have yellow, red, blue. This is a cooler blue, and then we also have white. To give the names to them, we have cad yellow light, cad red light, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, and titanium white.
right. Painting outside on location does have its challenges, and I love it when the wind and rain are blowing it because it feels like I'm really being authentic and, being one with nature. And if it's windy, if it's raining, I feel like I don't have to clean up anything. In fact, I tend to do better paintings because all the pressure is off, because not much is expected in the way of masterpiece. And so you just go for it so far as slinging the paints and the brushes. And it is challenging, Also, you have a lot of people come up. I'm very approachable. I don't mind answering questions because a lot of times people will say, boy, I wish I could do that. And I said, you can. So there's always that open door for them. Actually, looking at my paintings, you can tell they're done on location because a lot of times up close you might find some leaves, some sand, and then that gives it a real, realness about it. And I always say I charge more if there's more sand on it because then people know that I took the time to get out there and investigate, the scene. So.
Look into the eyes of those you want to see and reach out for every hand that calls you to be free until you find your answers.
When we return, we'll see how artists can raise some funds and some fun for your favorite causes.
I have craniopharyngioma. It is a tumor that sits on top of the pituitary gland, and
prior to surgery, Mana would have chronic seizures and headaches. The water healed him in the sense that when he was in the water, he didn't have any seizures. He didn't have the headaches. It seemed like they all just disappeared.
To hear Angela talk about Mana's story and what he's been through, it really does bring us an element of connection in what Make-A-Wish can provide and also how we can support their
I was so floored to see the amount of people that came out to Poka'i today, and I was just touched by the outpouring of love to be able to be here for my son.
Mana has a strong connection to what people are pouring into him and understanding that he also wants to give back. And this is a vehicle by which he can do that. To be able to say that he can not only charter a path for himself in these waters, but that also would mean that he could navigate his own medical journey. It really is a beautiful overlapping story.
The water has always been something for him. It's always called to him that he had to be in the water. The ocean heals him every time he goes in.
I chose my wish because the canoe is a great way to share an experience in the ocean, because I think it's a great experience and feel.
If you have a special organization that you'd like to support, one way to do it is to hold a painting party fundraiser. We'll show you a couple of events that were recently held to benefit some very important causes. First, we go to the island of Kauai and see what was done at the Kilauea Point Natural History Association.
The Kilauea Point Natural History Association fosters educational, interpretive, and scientific activities and projects throughout Kauai and the state of Hawaii. So from an administrative point of view, it was really easy to put on and people had a great time.
Well, going into the fundraising painting class, I hadn't painted or really done any art in many, many years. I was a middle school art class dropout. So I wasn't confident I would turn out a good painting, but in the end I was really impressed with what I came up with, really happy and inspired.
All my thoughts like water flow to the lion, are looking for the lion, are looking for the lion. We're sailing, we're sailing, we're sailing, we're sailing way up to San Francisco, are looking for the lion.
It was a really fun way to have a fundraiser.
Then we're off to beautiful Kailua at the beachfront studio of Sherry McKellar. Here we'll be having a painting party fundraiser for Make-A-Wish Hawaii. As you can imagine, it takes a lot of planning and preparation to host this classic event.
Right, well here we are at Sherry McKellar's Kailua Beach studio. There's the illustrious Mark Brown, Rebecca Snow, and they're going to be teaching along with me. And there's Sherry McKellar. This is her beautiful place down in Kailua Beach. And oh, there's Kailua Beach right now. Shell, where they got skin called leather, so they call their leathery skin leather. In this case, a little off to the top,
We can walk through smiling faces as we go. We can climb up the sunset. Over it, let it get us wet.
imagine that water lights coming down.
It's her shape is off. Yeah, for chef now. So there she is. There's her chest. There's her waist. This comes in here.
Hi, my name is Jill. I have had a fabulous time painting today with Mark Brown and all the other artists. It couldn't have been a better day. We had perfect weather. I had a great time. We have music, we have food, and best of all, we got to be creative right here on Kailua Beach. And thanks to Sherry McKellar for hosting and to Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's a great organization.
Hi, my name's Lily, and today I painted in Rebecca Snow's class for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It was super fun, and I painted me and some of my friends at the beach.
It was really fun. It was really relaxing, and it's such a beautiful atmosphere, and Patrick was really good about helping guide us, but not, to be too much. He was really good in guiding us on what to do and how to do it.
It's such fun to spend an afternoon with Patrick, or a day, and paint, and laugh and giggle. And every time it's different, and every time it's just really good fun.
This is my first class. We got the invitation from Mark Brown. It's my first time painting a hoodoo, and I'm super happy about how it turned out. And I really enjoyed this art class.
Thank you for everything from the bottom of my heart. Make-A-Wish is my absolute passion. I love what I do. One of our board members, Bridget, is here, and thank you, Bridge, for coming. It's just a wonderful thing that I'm able to do, so thank you again.
This was a really great experience, painting with Patrick Ching for the first time and supporting Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Aloha everybody, I'm Patrick Ching and I'm here with Cindy Sheehan of the Make-A-Wish Hawaii, and we just finished a beautiful and enjoyable painting party, and now we're enjoying the benefits of sunset and good music and friends and camaraderie, sharing our adventures. But basically they all contributed to painting party fundraiser for Make-A-Wish Hawaii. And did you enjoy yourself, Cindy?
It was amazing. It was so wonderful to see how inspired everybody was. It can be a little intimidating for an artist, for somebody who's not an artist, to come to an event like this, but all of the artists who were teaching today were so professional and encouraging and really helped everybody find their inner artist.
Yeah, I think it really helped knowing that they were contributing to the Make-A-Wish Hawaii also. So, no matter what happened with their painting, they knew they were doing it for a good cause. This is a great example of how artists and art students can enjoy learning, create something beautiful, and help raise money and awareness for their favorite organizations. If you want to hold a benefit art party, here are some basic instructions. Team up with your favorite organization to put on an event. Make a date and time for your event. Invite everyone you can and tell them what to expect. Give your participants lots of fun and learning. Extra gifts and refreshments would be nice too. Then send the benefiting organization a nice donation. Have fun and raise funds too. You can get more information about how to host a painting party on my website at patrickteachingart.com.
We sail away up to San Francisco, all looking for the lion, all looking for the lion, all looking for the lion. In the village, peaceful village, a lion sleeps tonight. In the village, peaceful village, a lion sleeps tonight. Looking for the lion.
Thank you so much for joining us on Painting in Paradise. I'd love to see what you painted, so send your pictures to patrick@paintinginparadise.tv. Aloha.
our entire